Hi, good evening. Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. We've got our final scan and cut hour for today with our winter floral from Tattered Lace, which has been incredibly popular. And I'm very excited because I get to do a show with the dyes tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I know, how lucky am I? Brilliant. Right, let me introduce you to my team. We've got Becky on cameras. Regular Tuesday night slot, isn't it now, Becky? We've got Amber in the producer seat. There you go. And you've got me for an hour as well. So any questions, get them in. We had a comment from Penny Gallup saying she's struggling with the scan and cut. Education would be good. You're right, it would. YouTube, Highlight Crafts, there's 13 free hours worth of education on there for you, Penny. So if you fancy having a peruse at that, then absolutely go ahead. Now we're going to get Becky doing Pictionary tonight. She's like that. So I think we'll go down the counter, we'll do Pictionary, and then we'll go into demo. How about that? That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Right, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about live shopping. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also watch us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop with us, you need to either shop on Facebook or on Instagram. And if you're going to do that, we're going to show you a product and that product will have a code. Now, if you look at your screen right now, you can see that there are two words that are in bold. Those are the words that you type in, shop, and then the code that we give you. And you just type those into the comments underneath the video. So that then automatically puts that product into a basket. Super clever. Then it will send you a direct message, and in that message you will get a link. You're going to click that link and that will take you to our website where you can log into your account and then check out your baskets, okay? And the sooner you check out on a digital product, the sooner you can be crafting with it because it's instant. So there's no postage, no waiting, it's just there, ready to be downloaded. Now, if you'd prefer to shop with us on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com, just go over there, click watch live, press play, and as soon as that show starts to stream, all the items will appear down the right-hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they will go into a little red shopping bag, which will appear at the top of your screen. When you're ready to log in and check out, click that bag, and that will take you through that process. Now, it is super important that you're logging into your accounts. Every day we get people on the phone going, I didn't get my points and my discount. That's because you didn't log in. So it's important that you log in to that account so that we know that it's you, so that we can add those points and give you the correct discount for your club membership. So please make sure that you're logging in for us if you don't mind. Right, shall we start with Winter Floral? Let's have a look at this because it's beautiful. Good evening to Ria, to Mandy, to Heather, to Pauline's just joined us, Veronica, Wendy, Crafty Lou's with us. We've got Sue, Mrs. H, no. Barbara B. We've got all of you coming in now. Thank you very much for joining me. Penny Gallup, I'm going to just say it again, there is loads and loads of free education on our YouTube channel. So go and check that out. See now then. Pamela says, after using the downloaded Canvas workspace I'm presuming you're using for years, I have now swapped to the version you use. Very good. So much easier to follow your tutorials, right? Thank you for explaining in craft speak. You're very welcome. It's the only language I speak, so I better add on there. Right, now then, let's have a look at this because this is stunning. There aren't many designs or products in the craft industry that stop me in my tracks and go, wow. But this is one of those because it's absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that we've got that reflection artwork. We've got it in 3 different colorways. So you've got the red, you've then got a really soft ivory, and then a beautiful, really light cornflower blue. It really is stunning. But you also get your tuck-ins. I've missed tuck-ins. I like tuck-ins. They're that extra little level of design and detail. And earlier on I showed you how to create a whole frame just from one of them and still have all that detail put inside it, which is great. So you're going to get your Antique Whispers, your Winter Floral, and your Winter Berry Blush. So this is your built composition. This is the one where you can build your own composition if that's what you want to do, or add the extra layers and extend this. It's entirely up to you. But you get them all in 3 different sizes to get you started. So you'll always get the original. Then you'll get a large and an extra large version, or a small and a large version, depending on what the artwork calls for, really. And then you're also going to get all of your artwork and the reverse artwork, which is going to become important when I show you what we're going to do tonight, because you're going to need that flipped artwork. So we give you that. We also give you all the detail lines. Now, if we just come in really, really close on this design, every single one of those lines you could foil, and it would look incredible. That actually would look amazing on your vellum or your parchment. And then the colour, this coloured image behind it, that would look incredible, because there are so many detail lines in here, because it is tattered lace. That's exactly what you would expect. Right, then we come on to the backgrounds, and I love these backgrounds because you've got three different look and feel with these. So you've got your traditional Christmas. I love that. I love these darker ones in the background. I think they're really cool. And then you've got almost like your vintage. I like this one, look, with the frame and the detail all the way around, which ties in really nicely with the tuck-ins that you've got as part of your SVG files. You then go on to the cooler colours down here, so those icy blues, a little bit of warmth in there as well. But look at that blue, isn't that beautiful? I love that colour. I think it's fantastic. And then we go on to these, and these just remind me of vintage Christmas. Those, you know, filament lights that you used to put up, all your tinsel, and those streamers that you used to make at school. But what I love about this in particular is it's got a cream base to it. So if it was white, it would be crisper and look really sharp. But because it's got that cream, it looks more vintage. These, I think, are absolutely beautiful. You're getting all of this included. Then you're also going to get all of your Micro Studio elements. So I can show you later on, if we get time, how to put a quick wreath together with this, which will be super cool. Then also we give you some beautiful colour picked, so they're picked from the colours of the artwork, so it's perfect colour. And you get all of those, and you get 2 different ones. You get one that's a little bit distressed, and then you get one that's got almost like a Baroque design to it. It's very, very, very pretty. So we've got that one. Then you've got overlays on here, so they will work with your Minecraft Studio. So you've got those. And then you're also going to get your digi-stamps in there as well. So if you love colouring in, these are great, but you can also use them with your hot foil pen as well, which is fantastic. Right, so all of that is $14.99. Isn't that crazy? The code is, sorry Amber, I can't see it on the screen, Shop Digital, $14.99. Okay, so you're going to get that included in your deal. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
I'm just trying to work out why it's not working.
Yeah.
Amber's pressed a button, and it wasn't the confetti button. So Becky have sorted it out now. They decided it's mirroring the wrong one in the middle of a show. So all I can see on my screen is your comments. So be nice. Brilliant. Right, so that is your Shop Digital download. Now then, we've also got some black card. Yes, we've got 12 by 12 black card back in the building. I tell you, I can't tell you how difficult this is to get hold of at the moment. 20 sheets. Now, if you've got card that's black like coal, this is more of a very dark slate grey. It's lovely. You get away with it as black, but there's a softness to it. It's not quite as harsh as a solid black, but it's really nice. Solid core. Really, it says 220 on the screen, but I'm questioning that because this feels more like 240, 250 to me. I would make my card blanks out of this and be happy with it. So that shows you the quality of it. Shop black. You're going to get 20 sheets for, I can't see the prices on the screen. Shop black, and it's $14.99. Honestly, team of women, they leave us on our own. Of course, chaos, don't we? I just wanted to show you as well, if you bought the film, the coloured film this morning, our lovely Pauline Ellerington asked me to, could you just do a quick ScanNCut demo? I did it when in the show, in the 12 o'clock show. Now then, I put the film directly onto a mat, and I tried it with the regular auto blade, didn't like it at all. Wanted to screw it up, that blade is too strong for it. So I did it with the vinyl blade, and I purposely picked a scallop heart because it's difficult for it to go in, come back and round and keep going in and out, and it cut it absolutely perfectly. So if you wanted to put your little bits of glitter or your mica or your alcohol inks inside, I would cut these first and then do your techniques with it, okay? Rather than doing your techniques first and then doing it, and I think Becky's making it worse than it was before. This is great. I have no item numbers, I have no prices, it is what it is, and we just, that's it. Right, yay, Becky. Can see it now. Is that it? Is that it? Please be it. I was like, please be it, please be it, please be it. You're gonna have all three of us on cameras tonight now. So I'm gonna do the camera when oh, lovely Becky does. Picture it now then. Deal of the day. Can I just say this? I nicked this off another show. I did. I literally did. Andrew came in and it was like, we just had that vinyl deal on. I went, sorry, what? I need that on my show, please. So we've got it. Right, now then, you're going to get 10 sheets of holographic vinyl. I love this stuff. It's blinking brilliant. So you're going to get 10 sheets, and they do have that holographic nature to it. So you've got your greens and your blues. You've then got that lovely golden yellow, but goes into a lime green. Look how reflective that is. I can see the TV. That might be a thing. I'll just hold this here and then I can see if I can read it off that. Then we've got, oh, lovely. This is almost like a flamingo pink, but it's got an orange hue to it as well. Then you're also going to get this, which is your red going into your oranges. Then you're going to get your lime green. Love that colour. It's wicked, isn't it? Literally. Then you've got, it's not long till the next one's out, Becky, is it?
Nope.
Next wicked. Then you've got your fruit salad. Then you've got your lilacs going into your pinks. How amazing is that? It's great, isn't it? Then you've got your oranges. That'd be lovely for this year. You can also die cut this, you know. This doesn't have to just be for scan and cut. You can actually die cut it if you've got your metal plate. Then you've also got your blues going into your softer lilacs. There's our Becky there, look. See, got it right in there. And then you've got your rose gold. I love that colour. That is beautiful. So you're getting all 10 sheets plus a 12 by 12 sheet of transfer tape, right? Now then, that's not it. I'm not finished yet. That's just the first pack. Even Becky's done a double tape there. Good price that, isn't it? Now you've got 15 black, and it's a chalkboard matte black. It's lovely. This is really nice for your sentiments. And if you've got the vinyl starter kit, this is perfect with it. The way that that machine cuts vinyl is incredible. So if you haven't got it yet, go on to highlightcrafts.com, search Brother Vinyl Starter Kit, and you can put an email address in and we'll message you as soon as it's back in stock. We're just waiting for stock to come in from Brother. It's one of those things, they don't hold stock in the UK. So 15 sheets of that plus your bonus transfer sheet. And then we've got your white vinyl. So you've got your white 12 by 12, again, 15 sheets with that bonus transfer sheet. So 40 sheets in total, plus 3 transfer sheets, $17.99 before you discount. I know, right? That's a deal and a half. Should be £59.97, so fill your boots. Right, come on, we're going over here. I'm sick of hearing my own voice now. Let's go into some demoing, shall we? You used all my words up today. Right, so we're going to start and we're going to make a card where you have the winter floral detail on either side. So if I show you the card base so that you know where we're heading, that's going to be the card base. We're going to have one winter floral there, another one there, a faded out piece of paper in the middle like that, and I'm going to show you how it all lines up together, and then we'll build the card up. Right, let's have a look at this then. So first of all, we need to access the file itself. So we're going to go, do you want a stool, Becky? Want to grab a stool? Or are you all right?
I'm all right.
Are you all right? Oh, we need to do picture me first, don't we? Yeah, let's do picture me first. Sorry. Oh, that's just then I don't have to stop the demos. We can carry on. I know, you were excited then, weren't you? I'm really sorry. Right, I'm going to take the camera. Right, Becky. Woo,
Is it the same
it's around.
what you told me earlier?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right, ready?
No.
Go. We gave her a little practice. Oh, you're good. Good grief, if I do that, wouldn't look anything like that. That's actually really good.
Do they have a tail?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, there you go. That'll do. Right.
It's a dinosaur.
It's not a dinosaur. It's not a dinosaur. Okay? It's got the hump though. If that don't give it away, I don't know what will. Right, come on, let's go demo. Come on, let's go and have a look at this. Right, so, first of all.
You can see the colours as well now.
Right, now then, so USB is in the side of my, it's that front leg, it looks like it's doing a Bambi going whoop. Better than my dumbbell though. Right, so let's go to SVGs. Don't ask, if you don't know, don't ask. Right, we're going to go to choose file. I did get a look in that meeting though. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. Right, we're going into our SVGs first of all, and we want winter floral, and I want the winter floral element. Why is that TV not on? Oh, good grief.
It's not this TV, it's the other one.
Honestly, what is it with TVs today?
Was it just the TV knocked off?
Has it been pulled out? No. Oh yeah, turn the TV on. Is the TV on?
TV's not on.
I think I might take up drinking. Right, now then, let's go to reflection cuts, because this is what we're going to work with. Let me just think about this. Is this what I did? Yeah, it is. Reflection cuts. I want the original, and I want the actual reflection cut. So you'll see, second colourway, that's your different colourways that you're going to print off. So that won't open on your ScanNCut, and neither will these. So anything that's a PDF is a printable. What does PDF stand for? Is it printable document folder?
Yeah.
You've no idea, have you?
I mean, printable document sounds right.
It does, doesn't it?
Document format.
Do you know what a USB stands for? Oh, Becky.
Portable document format.
Look at us.
Document.
Portable document. Yeah, they don't make sense. Right, anyway, back to this reflection cut. A USB is a universal serial bus. I mean, talk about, it's not a bus, right? You don't eat it for your breakfast. And it's not as big as a oh, don't get me started. Right, anyway. Right, so reflection cut. So let's get rid of that rectangle for a start. Now, I want to have one of them facing that way. So when I'm rotating it, because I can't go anti-clockwise on here, and I don't just want to use that because it's accurate, I want it to be accurate, what I'm going to do is rotate it 270 degrees, because it's got to go, do I want to do that? Oh, Melanie, now then. 1, 2, 3, yeah, I do. 270 degrees. This is what happens when you don't have pictures in your head. You have to work it through. Right, so 270 degrees. That's moved that one that way. So that's going to go on this side. Nope, that side. And then this one, we're going to rotate just 90 degrees. Okay, so we're going to do 90 in here. So in your properties, those three little straight lines at the top, that's where you'll find what that shape is made up of. Okay, so we're going to have one there, and we're also going to have one here. Now it's still not quite right, that for me, so what I want to do is flip it horizontally like that. So there we are. Now we've got it, look. So we've got these two, so they're symmetrical, they're facing each other like that. Does that make sense? Perfect. Right, so now what I want to do is bring in a square. So these are 170.9 high. So what I want to do is make this 170.9. Now, normally I'd be like, I'll just change it to 171, but you can't because it's a reflection. So 170.9 is what we're going to type in here. And I like doing stuff like this in Canvas because it's more accurate. It will give you that point and then the numbers, I like that more. Now I had separated the aspect ratio. So if you look here, maintain aspect ratio will mean that it would then make it 170.9 square. But because I've unticked that box, it's now just giving me the rectangle, which is actually what I want. So I'm going to put this in the middle of here, and then I want to decide how wide I want this to be. So I'm going to make it a little bit wider, and then I'm going to make sure that when I select all three, and you'll have to just bear with tonight because Canvas has been a bit slow today. I don't know whether they're doing maintenance or something. I'm going to align it centrally, horizontally. Okay, and then I'm also going to align it centrally vertically, just so that I know that it's all in the right position. Okay, so I can't do that. No, I can't. That's it. Right, if you do that, that's what happens. So don't do that. Right, I'm quite happy with that, I think. I might just, oh no, I'm all right with that. I quite like that positioning. So what I want to do now is duplicate this. So I'm going to select all of it. And while it's selected, you don't need to group it. You can just duplicate it. So you've got two sets, okay? And you'll see why in a minute. The first set, I'm just going to weld, all right? So welding is digitally gluing. So I'm going to weld all three of those shapes together to make my card front, all right? So we go to Edit, and down at the bottom is this little button. And when you hover over it, it says Weld. And there is now your card base. So that's going to be your front and your back, okay? So we've done that bit. What I now want is a piece that's going to go through the middle of that to make sure that I've got the perfect matte layer for the inside. But just before I do that, I'm just going to make this, see if I can make this 2 mil bigger. It might not do it because it might be a bit too intricate for it, but we'll try it. So let's see if we can do it. Let's do 1 millimeter, actually. 1 millimeter, yeah, let's do 1 millimeter. I want it outward, but I'm going to leave the original as it no, I'll delete the original. I can always undo it. Sorry, I have to wait for my brain to catch up with my mouth. It's one of them. It is what it is. Now, it might take it too long to do this. Oh no, it's there. There you go. So you've now got that perfect matte layer. Now, if I group that, that will sit, in fact, let's do that, and I can show you. Let's just select all three of those, and let's group that for now. That will then sit perfectly in the middle of there. So you can always check to make sure that you're on the right path, okay? So what I want to do now is create the middle bit, because I'm going to have one spray there and another spray there, but I want something that's going to be in the middle. All right, so I've done my card base. So if we just bring all of this back over, what I'm going to do now is divide this. So I'm going to punch that rectangle through those. So let's go up to Edit at the top, and let's divide and see what we get. Right, so it splits that first of all, and it splits that, which is what I would expect it to do. Because if that was two pieces of card and that was a punch or a die, it would die cut those two pieces. But the bit that we want is this bit here, because that's the bit that's left behind. And that's the bit that is going to fit perfectly inside there like that and finish off that card. You'll still have that nice outline on the outside edge, but this will then mean that you've got a nice detailed edge around the side of it, okay? So we went ahead and did that. Now I'm just going to jump, look at me jumping from Minecraft Studio, from Canvas Workspace to Minecraft Studio, because I just want to show you what I did with the background paper. So if I go into Files and go to MCS and go to Backgrounds, I used this one, so I brought number 1 on like that. And the reason I'm doing this, I know most of you know how to use Minecraft Studio, but you might not. So I wanted to make this much more faded out. So if I go into Effects and go to Opacity and take that right down, so you can still see the colour, but if I wanted to put a sentiment over there, for example, I could do, and it's not going to detract. You can go really pale if you want to, but I wanted a little bit more colour than that. So about there, oh no, maybe I'd go a bit paler, probably about there. And then I just sent that to print. Okay, so that's how you would do that bit. So let's minimise that and bring back canvas workspace. Tell you what, I'm ingenious tonight. Right, let's build this card, shall we? So you can see what it's going to look like. So first of all, I've got the spray that is going to come down this side. All right, and get rid of that for now. And is that the right one? No, it's that side. No, it's this side. I've had trouble with this all day and I don't know why, because it's really quite obvious when you get it right. That one. Why have I had trouble with this all day? And I don't know why, because it does line up. It's not that side, is it? Have I turned it over? Yeah, I've turned the card over, haven't I? Oh dear. I tell you, don't take much. Is my glue around there? No, here. Got it. Here. Right, so that one's going to go there. So I know that now. So that's going to go over there. Let's build the other one now. Let's make sure I've got this the right way around. Honestly. That one's going to go that way. Yay! Like that. Right, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to shape the bottom one slightly. Now, unusually for us here, our laser printer's not working at the moment downstairs, and it's caused absolute chaos. So this morning when I came in early, I thought, you know what, I'm going to use the inkjet printer, and I love it. I love patterned papers when they've got that matte finish. I know a lot of you like that sheen to it that a laser gives you, but I actually like the opposite. I like it when it's more, it's not muted in colour, but it's just not shiny. I like that matte vintage look and feel to it. But you'll work with your printer. You'll know what you like, won't you? It's just a personal preference. I think it's because I've bought scrapbooking papers for decades and none of them have ever had that sheen to them. So I just like that vintage look and feel. I think it's really pretty. Then we've got our next layer. So all I've done is gone in and cut the decoupage and printed that off. Now, one of them will be irregular. The other one will be a reverse because you're working back to back. Then I'm going to put a little bit of this just where those berries are. I'm just using my Pinflair glue gel. So just a little bit of glue gel on there. And then that is going to go that way up. There we go. So I'm just going to line up with this leaf here. So I'm lining that up. Those berries will then sit perfectly in place. Those berries I'm just going to shift over a little bit. And it doesn't matter if it's not bang on. Mother Nature's not going to come down and go, what did you do to my flower arrangement, is she? So we're good. We're all right. We can get away with a little bit of artistic license. And then this one, I'm just going to pop on top of there like that. Now, if I was in my craft room at home, I'd be letting those dry before I started to build the card, but we can't do that. And I would also be adding a little bit of either a gold paint or the Shake and Gilt. Just a little fan brush and a little splat or a little spritz will lift it all. So we've now got our two pieces. So if I put those into place, this piece should then fit perfectly inside here, and that will give you that layer. So let's stick these on first, and then we can see whereabouts we're going to put that paper. Now there's a little bit missing there. That's because I wasn't careful taking it off my mat, but I saved it because I was like, where's that bit gone? Where's it gone? It was on the mat. So sometimes you'll get that, but that can just then get stick on there, so it works perfectly. Right, lovely. Okay, let's stick this down. Any questions yet, Amber?
No questions. I mean, I've asked people what they want for
Tea? Yeah, I'm not eating anything. I've stopped eating late at night because it stops me sleeping properly. And I need to sleep properly. For everybody else's sake, not just mine. Right, I'm going to pop that in there. So what they having? Anything good?
I've got homemade lasagna.
Oh, nice.
Cottage pie.
Well, I could do cottage pie. It's getting to that time of year, isn't it, with stews and casseroles and thick jumpers and boots.
I had a chicken roast and now I have plates for afters.
Oh, nice. See, that's good. You're being good. I'd have chicken roast and then, I don't know, chocolate sponge pudding and custard, probably.
Eileen's having crab sticks, salad and new potatoes from the allotment.
Oh, that sounds amazing. That does sound amazing. I love new potatoes. Nothing better, is there? Especially when they're dug up. Love them. Absolutely love them. Me and my dad used to grow potatoes. Used to have great fun digging down for them all. That sounds delicious. That sounds very good. I was good at lunchtime. I had a prawn salad for lunch. Right, so this is now your card front. So what I'm going to do now is take these pieces, and that piece now adds that colour to the middle of your card, but without overtaking the rest of it. And then what I would do is use one of the fonts that's inside my machine's memory, or one that's in Canvas Workspace, because you've got fonts in there, and I would just do a little sentiment, or maybe with love and best wishes from our house to yours, whatever that sentiment is. And you could do that in that vinyl, because that would look really lovely. So you've got that. Now you could have gone in with some of these little pieces. So if I just put these in here and show you what this would look like, you could have one just coming out of there like that, so that will extend it out, and then another one. I know I should have put this down before I glued it all together, but I forgot. It's all right, like that. So you can see how just adding in those extra little elements at the side would change that again, and I really like that. And then you could even put one under there and one under there and tie a bow in the middle, because that teardrop and that teardrop would allow you to thread your ribbon through. So from one play around in Canvas Workspace, you can do all of these different things, and I love that about Canvas. I think it's a brilliant program, and I love the fact even more that it's free, so anybody can access it. So have a play around with that. Right, let's do another demo, and then I'm going to go back down the counter for a bit because I need to do my job. Right, we're going to grab both of those. If you want to save this, just go up to project up here and just press the plus. So you're just saving it as another project, and you can title it then if you want. You can put your title in there. Right, let's get rid of that. So the other week we did one where we had the decoupage in the middle of a gatefold aperture, if you remember that. So we had a gatefold card that we designed, and then we put the flourish, or the floral design, in the middle, but we made the gatefold so it wrapped around it. So you had a gatefold card, that's the front, you've got a pattern here and a pattern here, and your decoupage went in the inside of the back of the card. So as you open your card up, that bit, that's where your decoupage went. It looked really cool. So I thought we'd do that again, just for those of you that might not have seen that, because it's a really cool thing to do. So let's use the reflection cut, and we'll just use that again. Let's just use that one again. It's easy, isn't it? Move that out of the way, put that in the bin. I only need one of these, so that can go in the bin. And then I am going to rotate this 270 degrees again. So I've got to take it round to get it vertical. So if we're going to, oh, actually, no, I could do it that way, couldn't I? Oh, no, now then, look at that. Right, let's have a look, see what happens with this. Oh, no, I don't know if I can do that. So that's 90. Let's try, what does that do? Does it do anything? No, okay. No, that's not having anything, is it? Right, undo that. I thought it might have been allowed you to go anti-clockwise, but it doesn't look like it does, which is just rude. Anyway, right, so we've got our image here. So what I want to do now is split this image so that half of it goes onto that side of the gatefold and the other half goes onto that side of the gatefold. So when it closes, this is what you're left with. Okay, but I think what I might like is to have a bit of a border so it doesn't go right up to the edge. So if we go up to edit and we create an offset line, outward will be bigger because it's going outside of the original, and inside will be smaller because it's coming inside the original. So if I do outward and we do 2 millimeters, let's see if it's got enough power to do this. Sometimes it'll time out. If you do it in the Canvas Workspace downloadable version, it will then enable you to do that. Sometimes it just says no. You're like, okay, fair enough.
Oh, just Carol, she said.
Hi, Carol.
Love what you do, but can you tell me how you save Winter Florals into Minecraft Studio, please? Is that putting the download onto Minecraft Studio?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that. If you want to import them into Minecraft Studio, you need to probably watch Diane's education, because I'm not that good at Minecraft Studio. I don't know how to bring the files in, but what I do is put them on a USB. So hang on, give us a minute, let's flip from one to the next. Right, Minecraft Studio. So if you have files, when you put your files on, it will open up your computer. So when you've downloaded them, if you download them on to wherever you download them to, downloads, documents, library, wherever you decide you want to download those to, when you go into Minecraft Studio, mine are on a USB. So I just go to the USB drive and then import it from there. So we literally just go to downloads, documents, wherever you've chosen to save that download, it will appear here because it opens up your computer. And then when you click MCS, all your files will be in there. I hope that's what you meant, Carol. If not, message back in and we'll see. There'll be some education somewhere about it. I've never done that where you input photographs or pictures in. But that's how I would do it on this. So if I downloaded it and I didn't want to put it on a USB, if I saved it to downloads, and then just open up your computer, go into downloads and import it from there. That's what I would say to do. Does that make sense? You're welcome. I hope that made sense, Carol. If that's not what you wanted, I'm really sorry, just message back in, honestly. Everyone's brain works differently, doesn't it? Right, so I've now got the offset of that. Okay, perfect. You could use the matte layer, but I find sometimes the matte layers are like 3mm and it's a bit too wide for me. I like a narrower border. Right, so what we need to do now is split this shape in half. So we're going to bring on a square. We're going to make a note of that. That's 174.9. All right, so I'm going to go up to here. I am going to make this a square. And I'm going to click on the square. That would help. 174.9. Right, and I've got the aspect ratio, so it'll make it a square, all right, which is kind of what I want. So I'm going to split this about there, okay. Now I can make this slightly narrower, but I also need to put a score line in there for scoring the front of the card so it wraps around the back piece, so I need to be aware of that. So I'm going to make it a little bit narrower, and then I'm going to duplicate that, so I've got two. And what you want to do is line these up so that they are right on top of each other, those lines, not slightly to the left or slightly to the right, right on top of each other. Okay, that's what you need to do. If I move it over this way, yeah, computer's slow, I don't know if it is canvas or whether it's that. Can you see that would be a gap and that would be an overlap, and I don't want either of those. I want that line bang on in the middle, okay? And I love Zoom for that. I love Canvas for that because you can zoom right in. Right, now then, if I grab all of those and I make sure that they are aligned to either the top or the bottom, I then know that everything's going to be level. Now, what the ScanNCut sees right now is it sees two rectangles with this piece sat underneath them. And I need to get to this piece. So to get to this piece, I'm going to right click on this rectangle and send it to the back, just like you would in Minecraft Studio. Click on that one, right click, send it to the back. Now I can get to that piece, which I wouldn't have been able to do before. So what I want to do is punch that out of that rectangle. So I'm going to select the rectangle and then going to press Shift on my keyboard, and I'm going to pick up that shape. And we're going to go up to Edit at the top, and we're going to remove overlap. So it's your third one in on your process overlap function. I'm going to click on that, and that will punch that shape out of there. Now I'm going to do these two, go to Edit and remove overlap, and that will punch the other side of it out of there. Okay, so now I've got those two pieces that when they fold into a gatefold will be perfect, okay? Now then, I need to add a score line into here. So let's get rid of this because I don't need this anymore. So let's put that in the bin. This is what my gatefold is now going to look like when I fold it back together. But I want a score line that's going to go down there. Now, the easiest way to do it is to bring on a square, unlock the aspect ratio, and do that at 170 point, forgotten, 174.9. There we are. So click back on the square, and we're going to do 174.9. But I only want it 20 mil wide. I don't need it any wider than that. That's just a hinge to go around the back. So I'm just going to type in 20, and that'll give me that. Okay, so I want 2 of these. So right click and duplicate. We'll move that one over there. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to grab both of those, edit, align it to either the top or the bottom, and then align it to the left. So I know that that's on the left. Now, when we come to cut this, we're going to cut it with the half cut on, the way that you would if you're scoring, because we're going to use the blade and we're going to use the right hand vertical of that rectangle to create that score line. Okay, so then we're going to do the same with this. So select both, go to edit, align it to the top, go back to edit and align it to the right. Okay, and then you're going to score. So scoring where you put your blade on half cut and then drop the half cut pressure backwards to a minus number. On this machine, on mine, it's -5. On yours, it might be -4. On somebody else's, it might be -6. It depends on the cardstock and it depends on the age of your blade. So just check that out before you score, do a little test cut. Now, I want matte layers to go on top of here. Now, if I just make a matte layer of the whole thing, that score line's going to get in the way. So once you've done that bit and you've scored that file, if you come back into the file and just make this slightly taller on the top and the bottom, all right? And the same on this one. So just make it slightly taller. It stops you getting a line left behind. Sometimes if you divide and the lines are all lined up, it can leave with like 2 little nodes. It can leave a line at the top, and then that just gets a bit faffy. So just extend them because it's easier. And then all we're going to do is grab that, go to edit and divide it. So now we're punching that rectangle through that piece, and that will give you that piece there. Okay, so now you've got your perfect matte layer that will sit on top, but we need to create an inward offset line. So let's divide this one first, because right now it's exactly the same size. So let's divide that one, get rid of that. And then what we're going to do, because this is your card front, is create a, oh, got a funny piece, stray bit there, look at that. Let's get rid of that. Sometimes you get that. Then we're going to do a edit, and let's do a excuse me, 2mm inward offset line and delete the original. There we go. And then also we're going to do the same with this. So edit, and we're going to do a 2mm inward offset line on this one. And that's how you can create your gatefold cards, but with that fancy element to them. So now when you join up those 2 little pieces there, these pieces here, that is going to work perfectly as your gatefold. Super cool, isn't it? I love that. I think it's a really cool idea. Splitting shapes is brilliant, I think. I love the fact that you can split a shape with another shape, because then you can take a whole frame and turn it into a corner. We can make a corner into a frame, but then you can split it that way as well. So you've got your corners, which I think is fab. Right, I just want to show you something really quick in Micro Studio, because the file for the little sprig file in here makes a really cool wreath. And I just wanted to show you, because I've been playing around with this afternoon as well. So Minecraft Studio and ScanNCut are just a marriage made in heaven. They're brilliant together. So if we copy and paste this, and then I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. And you can set it at the bottom, but kind of like the game of Jenga. Let's keep that one at the top. Why does it always do that? Every time. I'm like, don't do that. Just make it easy. Right, now then, we're going to grab both of these, and we're going to group that together. Okay, so now I want to copy and paste it a few times. So I'm going to copy, paste, and I didn't realise you can just keep pressing paste. You don't have to press copy and paste each time. Learned something new. I know, when I say I don't do technology, I don't do technology, right? 90 degrees, first of all. Okay, so that's your north, east, south and west. Now let's put in those middle sections. So we're going to go 45 degrees. And doing them both at the same time means that as you do one half, the other half looks after itself. Then we're going to go back to this one and we're going to do 45 degrees the anti-clockwise. So we need to go down to 315 because it will subtract it from 360. Okay, so you've now got all your different elements here. So if we click back on this now and we do 22 and a bit. So we do 22. I just nudge it over a little bit more. Yes, Becky?
If you just grouped all that and then duplicated it and then just moved it all as one.
I can't see that in my head.
So
you're telling me to do something. I don't.
Go back from what you've just done.
Oh, right, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, yeah, I got it now.
Group everything.
I need to get rid of these though, right?
Well, you can do, but you can't see it anyway.
No, but it will print darker.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean. So do all of that and group that together and then you copy and paste that.
Yeah.
And then move that 20. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. But look at the flower. Look at that. See, that's why we have a graphic designer on a Tuesday night. Look at that. How cool is that? I love that. Isn't that clever? Now, if you've designed this and you'll go in and add everything else, and then we group all of that together. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's what I would do on my ScanNCut. It's weird, isn't it, how you think about different things differently. It's mad. But if you then print that off and then you go into your effects and you take your brightness right over to the left, like that, turns that black. Now you can then scan that in and create a cutting file. If you then take that into Canvas Workspace as a cutting file and divide it, you will get this shape that it's made in the middle as a cutting file. So let me show you something else because this is really, really cool and that might help this make sense. So if I wanted to make holly, for example, right? And now bear with me. So I'm going to bring on an oval first of all and I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees. This is something that we did when we did a class making a Christmas house. It was like a 2 or 3 day class. And I was like, right, we're going to make holly now. And they're like, how on earth are we going to do that? This is why my brain works in shapes. So I'm going to duplicate this. So we've got 2. And I'm going to make one of them smaller like that. And I'm going to put that one in the middle of there. So I'm looking at those points on my oval there. It doesn't really matter, you can do it slightly differently if you want. Then I'm going to right click and duplicate that again, and this time I'm going to rotate that. Oh, I don't know if it'll allow me to do this in Canvas because it don't like rotating. Right, you're going to move over there for now. We're going to rotate you a little bit like that. Let's bring that oval back in now. All right, I want to move that out a little bit more. So you've got to play around with it a little bit. All right, so we've got that there. Then if I duplicate that and rotate that the opposite way, and I'd do this more precisely if I was doing it properly, but I just wanted to show you this so you'll understand what I mean by that. Right, if I now pick up that, press shift, that, and group those together, and then I duplicate that and I flip that one so it's back to front, and I put that there. I have to rotate that in a little bit more like that, or move it over a little bit more, that might be better, and then bring that one in there. Right, I'm going to weld that first. Do I need to weld that or just divide it? Let's see, I can't remember what I did now. I think you just divide it. If I go to edit and divide. Nope, it wasn't that way. Right, let me think how I did this. I think I welded that. So that one we're going to weld. And then that one we're going to weld. Please let me remember how to do this. Yeah, there we go. And then when you, let's do both of those and divide, might be remove overlap, might be that instead. Let's do edit and remove overlap. And then Ooh, not quite overlapped enough then, but you can see you've got your holly leaf there. So if I undid that and just moved that so it overlapped the same at the top, you can then make a shape. So if you've got a shape like the wreath that's got a shape inside it, and you either divide or remove overlap, it will give you another shape. And it was funny because when we did it, I was like, right, do this. And it was proper degrees, and we did it on the ScanNCut and then sent it into Canvas. And everyone went, it's a holly leaf. I'm like, I know. So all sorts of different things that you can do like that. Right, I just want to recap on these products, please, because first of all, I don't want anybody missing out on this vinyl deal because this is blinking brilliant. Right, you are going to get 10 sheets of holographic vinyl, all right, and a 12 by 12 bonus sheet as well of your transfer tape. This would normally be £59.97, and for the quality of vinyl, I'd be like, okay, fine, yeah, whatever. But we're not doing it at that today because we've got a deal. I nicked it off a show that was on earlier on. I was like, why can they have that and not me? And I was like, right, we're having that. So that's your holographic. You're going to get 10 sheets of that plus your bonus transfer sheet. Then you're going to get 15 sheets, of white. And it's a matte white. It's nice. It's a lovely matte, lovely for doing your sentiments in. So you're getting 15 sheets of that plus your bonus transfer sheet. And then you get the black, and I like the black because it's matte. And you can always do this if you've got a glossy black, matte matte black onto the glossy black as a matte layer. There's a lot of mattes going on there, but you can see you've got that chalkboard look in there. Now you're going to get 40 sheets in total, plus your 3 transfer sheets for £17.99. That's before you discount. So you're going to pay even less than that, which is amazing. Please don't forget to check out those baskets. Right, now then. Oh, Christine says, I was on the class that made that Christmas house. Comes out every year. I remember that. Right, please can you show the beautiful shape card behind and the one to the right of it, please? Give us a clue. I don't know. I don't know. Let's have a look at all of them. So you've got that one there. That is doing, you know that gatefold that we made at the beginning? It's like that, but that way. That one is the header that we did this morning. So all you, now these are done with dies. This is a header that you can weld to a rectangle. So that will give you your card shape. But how lovely are these? I love these little finishing touches that we've got on here. I love this blue colour. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Add a little bit of glitter on that. I think you could get away with that all year round. This is lovely. Just done on a little MDF board. Isn't that fabulous with the rice paper? That I think is in most ScanNCuts. Then you've got this one. I love this with the vintage little girl. It's lovely, isn't it? And I love the fact that they've used that blue with the cream, the ivory, the posh card. It's not as stark as white, gives you a more vintage feel. This one is just creating a shape and then splitting that shape and putting another panel inside. This one just using an oval aperture and creating a matte layer for that. But they're absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Every single one of them is lovely. Right, so let's have a quick last look at this. When you turn the image black, do you save it on a USB, then open it in Canvas Workspace? Yes, Carol, that's exactly what I do. Oh no, sorry, no, that's not true. When you've printed it off in black, you're going to scan that black one in. So print it off in the colour, print it off in black, scan the black one in and scan to cut data. And when you get your 3 options at the top, the first one is it will cut the outside edge, which is what you'll use if there's no little landlocked areas. The middle one will cut on either side of every line. So if there are landlocked areas and you want those cut out, you'll choose the middle option. Then you'll save it, recall it, group it, and then scan in the coloured one so that you can see it on the screen and use the cutting file from that black image to lay it over the top. You won't have your positioning guide, but you can line it up pretty good. I would do a scanning position adjustment first, which if you go into your settings, scroll down till you see scanning cutting position adjustment, click the button and it will talk you through exactly what you need to do. So sometimes if you've drawn something or you've got a stamped image over time, it won't, the X and Y axis go a little bit out of kilter, so you just need to reline them up. You need a piece of 12 by 12 white card and the machine will do the rest. It'll even tell you exactly what to do, but do that first because then you'll get a more accurate finish. You might not need it, but do it first just in case. Right, quick last look at this, and then we need to draw a winner, Amber. We're going to give away some points. Right, I might get myself in trouble here. Shall we do 400? Let's do 400 points. Right, this is what you're going to get. So you're going to get all your detailed designs for foiling. This is going to look incredible. Also on parchment, that's going to look beautiful. So a new thing that we did the other week was we embossed this onto a piece of our parchment because it's a 280 GSM. It's a beautiful parchment to work on. And then let me think about what we did. We put it onto the front of a card. So we bent the vellum at the top and the bottom, but we put the coloured image behind it. It looked amazing. So try that because it gives you a completely different look and feel. So for your $14.99 before you discount today, you're going to get all of that beautiful artwork and the ability to do things like that, like we've just done. You know, that every time you do something else with those files, it divides that price, doesn't it? If you can do one technique with the die that's £15, it's cost you £15. If you can do 10 techniques, it's better value for money, isn't it? So $14.99 is a great price. You've got all your beautiful background papers in here, which I think are lovely. I love the different styles that we've got in here. This one in particular, I love it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful design. Then you've got all your elements there. So that's a great one that you can build your own wreaths. You've got your background papers in there, and you've got your overlays. And you've got your digi-stamps, all of that coming to you for $14.99. That is a deal and a half. Please don't miss out on the vinyl and get yourself that gorgeous. It is like a slate grey, it's really nice, but it's a dark, dark grey. If you imagine a really expensive suit, a man's suit, it's that kind of dark grey, it's lovely. Right, my lovelies, I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. For what's left of this in die form. I know I get to play with dies. I'm quite excited about that. I don't get to do that very often. And we've got all sorts going on tomorrow. So then Stephanie's on for an hour by herself. That might end up with me. Then it's me and Lily. We've got an hour and a half show tomorrow from 10 till 11:30 outlet. And I'm serious outlet. Okay, when it's gone, it's gone. So you need to be fast as fingers first. Then we're going to do half an hour on Santa's Little Helpers because it's back in stock. And then we're going to do, that'll take us to 12 o'clock. And then at 12 o'clock, I can't remember what we're doing.
Resin, quick heat.
Oh, yeah, 12 o'clock is resin with Jane, new moulds. And then 1 o'clock is going to be a whole hour just of education with Santa's Little Helpers. So there won't be any selling. It'll be me and Stephanie in a room doing our thing, teaching you stuff. It's cool, that, isn't it? It's exciting. So that's the day tomorrow. So please make sure that you join us. Thank you for your continued support. I know we're up and down to Hobbycraft and everything, but nothing is changing here, okay? Nothing is changing here. We won't let that happen. Too important to us. Right, Darren, Hunter, Hashka, I'm going to say. Might be wrong, I'm really sorry. Darren, 400 points will be coming your way. So keep an eye out for a message from us and we can get those added to your accounts. Thank you for your company today. I really appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed it and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. You take care. Lots of love.